We need to know where he is.
You all have no clue what you're dealing with, do you?
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm not saying this because you're sitting here, but this is my favorite thing that I've seen all year.
Wow, well, thank you.
And we love good sci-fi, but this is really, really good sci-fi. And so I've heard it so far compared to Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T., which is pretty awesome, right?
It's humbling, yes. Yeah. You know, I was a kid of the 80s. I grew up on films like E.T. and Close Encounters and Goonies. And it's hard not to have that kind of imprinted on your DNA as a filmmaker. You know, it's not too far off to think, well, why don't I try and make a film like that?
Well, and you've also worked with Michael Shannon each time, and I know people probably bring this up all the time, but what is it about him that's so special? Because we get to see it on screen, but off screen as well.
Well, I don't know. Off screen, he's pretty quiet. You know, I've known Mike for over a decade, and I still can't say I really know Mike. You know, I think he makes me a better writer. I think he makes me a better director. You know, I don't like lots of dialogue, especially in these types of films. I like to meter it out very, very specifically. And I feel like I can do that with Mike because he's going to fill in all those spaces between the lines. He's going to fill it in with subtext. He's going to fill it in with emotion. He's going to carry that on his face and his countenance. And that's a gift that not a lot of actors have.
Well, and then of course you've got Joel Edgerton too, who's also one of our finest actors working today.
Glad you think so. I'm in love with that guy. Obviously, I've made another film after this one, and he's the lead in it. And I can't wait for people to see it. I think they're going to be quite impressed.
Yeah, and that's the film Loving, which comes out later this year, and it's going to have Michael Shannon and Joel Edgerton. So.
That's right. Roles reversed a little bit. Mike's in a pretty small part in that one.
Well, sci-fi is one of the hardest genres to do and do right, I think. So would you say that's probably the case once you got into it?
The funny thing is, even with those inspirations that we talked about earlier of other films, I still treated this movie just like I treat all my other films. I just tried to ground it in reality as much as possible. So I didn't actually spend a lot of time thinking about the benefits or dangers of genre, to be honest. I just kind of was trying to make it feel honest and try to make the behaviors of the characters and the look of the effects just feel as natural and as organic as possible. So I don't know. The hope is, though, you know, that the genre elements, that's what gets people to go see the movie, you know? And so far, so good. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, and as a director, did you first get into it and think, like, this is what I want to do with my life?
Well, you know, I remember I went to film school out of high school, but I grew up in Arkansas, and I had never been on a film set before. So it really just sounded like a cool idea. I had no clue of what I was actually doing or talking about. And it wasn't until I went to film school and started to figure out some of the mechanics of the process that I realized, oh, I do like this, and I think I might be okay at it.
And well, you've done it at a young age, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Dad, it's okay.